Yep.
Oh,
Hi,
hello,
Socks.
Socks.
This
And
is up,
Peanut.
That's Peanut. She's in a cone of shame. That's a long story.
Oh, no.
The cone of shame. Eric just got out of the cone of shame 2 days ago. I'm just kidding. Hi, Rock.
What's going on?
Happy Wednesday. Hi, friends.
This week
How's
is going by fast.
It's going by fast. To me, it feels like it's going by slow, but maybe it's going by
Well,
fast.
life is going by fast, so just jump on.
Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth?
You know,
I like seeing Ditto's new display. It looks good. All lit up and stuff.
What's up, Doggos?
Hi, doggos. Who else is in the chat? Say hello. Report
Dance,
for
Pop Shot.
duty. Hi, Dance. Eddie Joe.
What's up, Eddie?
It's Valentine week. Just
Red,
crazy.
What up, bro?
Hi, Red. Hi, Boo. Hi,
What's up,
Dondo.
Danny?
Dondo, what's up, boo?
What's up, Red?
Plastic pizza's here. Imagine that. You guys see my new sweatshirt that I'm rocking? I'm pretty sure that Cardi still has these up on his website. So I had to definitely get one. On the back, it even has
Want
like
some more?
his.
Pour a favor.
Poor,
Yeah.
poor favor.
Pour a
Yes.
favor. Okay, got it.
Love it.
Mass and more. Poor favor.
I'm also repping Cardi today.
Pour a favor.
know, I saw
I'm
that.
actually not. I'm actually repping Chris. You know, so
Hey,
Nice.
all New Yorkers. It's all good.
And he's up in H-Town.
I heard B stating the day is it's Valentine's week. We had a last couple of weeks though. We're like, oh, big deals, big damn deals here going on. We'll start in reverse chronological order. We had the big 100 versus Gorilla show over at Philly and Space Lab. E and I were in person. E, what did you think, man? What were your vibes there at the good old Space Lab?
It was cold. Aside from that, it was dope. I mean, I don't know. I've been to the Space Lab before, and this was same vibes, same like even more so because there were so many people, so many artists.
Yeah,
it was a good time.
I want to know how the food was.
Dude, the food.
The
was good, too.
pastelitos.
Pastelitos were good. I ate way too many. Yeah, I don't know. It was a good
funny
time.
because at one point E basically got recruited to work or somehow. I don't know what happened. It was weird.
I don't know how that happened, but
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
I looked around and I'm like, he's got a mop. He's mopping. Then I look around. He's behind the desk wrapping things. I'm like, what? E? And it's just,
Checking all orders.
he had to have had some cocktails in him because I hadn't heard E talk that much in my life.
See, I couldn't hear him very much because we were at a dance competition. So, but I saw you say that in the chat, and I was like, "Oh no, what is he saying right now?"
it's amazing what
he's not even saying anything like out of the ordinary. He's just talking.
I think it was a combination of anxiety and just like
sleep deprivation.
I think we were standing up literally from 10 a.m. to
midnight
to like midnight, and then I did have like
17% alcohol by volume seltzers.
Yeah, I had like 2
That'll
of those.
do it.
Oh my god!
Dago said you packed his stuff great.
Appreciate
they
you,
came
Douglas.
home excellent.
I would have felt terrible if something broke. I would have told you to contact Space Lab customer service.
Yeah,
Talk
talk to G. It was great. It was a great time, and it was good to see everybody. I'm glad. Like I had a kind of a chaotic 30-hour trip, and I was delayed because we had this like weird little storm that popped up out of nowhere in Chicago. So instead of getting out at 6:20, I got out at like 9:40. And then when I finally landed, the jetway in Philly was frozen and it didn't want to open up. So we stayed on the plane for another 37 minutes. They actually talked about the old school wheeling of the stairs to where we would have walked down and out into the cold. Thank God that didn't happen.
No.
and then I didn't get into my hotel and checked in until like 1:45 in the morning, and then I was up at like 6. It was crazy. It was just
that was the normal back in the day. You guys don't even know that the roll up wheels to the airplane, that was normal. We didn't have all that lush walkway, air conditioned. Yeah.
Well, the planes that we fly don't have air conditioning or
true.
doors.
That's true. You have a ladder that you have to like climb down to get up.
usually one wing and no door, I think.
Why do our planes get worse and worse every time we talk about them?
Shout out Frontier and Spirit.
It's like a screen door that usually it's like just flapping in the breeze, barely staying on.
I flew United.
I bought him bougie flight.
Bougie, dude, bougie.
Yeah, it was a very last minute. There wasn't many choices, and from Houston to Philly, there really isn't a very cheap direct flight.
Yeah.
So United was kind of the way to go. But so he got to sit in the comfy seats. He got 2 snacks and a ginger ale.
Wow.
Yeah.
Too snacky. That's your new nickname. Too snacky. I just want to take a minute though, and E, you can attest to this. How amazing were all of those pieces in person? I mean, it was ridiculous.
Dude. I mean, obviously people saw them; they looked amazing. But yeah, no, seeing them in person like that, especially I don't know why this like the Zard in person.
Oh my god, dude!
So many of them. I mean,
somebody got that I think on Whatnot, right? Didn't somebody get Zard's piece?
Jason.
Yeah,
that's right. That's right.
Yeah, it just hits different. It really does. I mean, you guys know because you've been to plenty of cons, and when you see your own work or whatever, when you see that work in person, it's something special. Rock, you killed yours, man. Yours was great.
I think I got to tell. I think they're going on Thursday. I think tomorrow.
Yeah.
My piece, if anybody's interested, my piece looks huge. But the gorilla and the car are separate pieces. Like they're together. So if you don't have a big space to put that diorama looking thing, the car and the gorilla are just connected. So
I kept going back to Rock's to like look at the little Easter eggs that he had because he has like little details inside the car, and then he had like little beer cans outside in the gravel.
That's so cool. I love how like rusted the fence and stuff. Like it looked really good, and I didn't get to see it in person. But.
Yeah, it was great. The pieces were ridiculous. The vibe, as always, for anybody who's been to Space Lab, top notch. They had literally the guy who does the videography for Jay is an Emmy-winning videographer, and Nick brought out a physical Emmy. I never in my life did I think that I would hold any kind of major award like an Emmy or Golden Globe or any of that in my hand.
I didn't. I just looked. I didn't want to touch, and then I'm like, I'm not touching it. And then I would look away.
Screw that! I took that thing out. I was accepting the award.
Ditto has it like this.
Yeah. I'm like, I would like to thank my mom. I'd like to thank.
Why did he have it with him?
Nick brought it because the kid's Jax. If you've ever met Jax, he's unbelievably cool. He's just so humble. And he doesn't even tell people he's won it. So Nick brought it out. It comes in a beautiful like case. You open it up. There's like velvet lining. It's in there. It's polished. It's beautiful. And I'm just like putting my grubby fingers all over it. I'm like, screw that. I'm like, Jax, can I? And he's like, yeah. So it was crazy, but it really was funny. I'm like, Jax, if this were me, man, I'd be wearing it around my neck. I'd have it hanging in my rearview mirror. Like, I do not hide that I've won a fucking Emmy. Sorry. Or one F-bomb for the show, and I wasted it. Anyway, it was crazy.
Come on.
It was crazy.
We're gonna have 17 F-bombs tonight. Let's go. That was number 1.
Probably. But anyway, very quickly to wrap that up, because we have other things to talk about that happened this past week too. I just want to say on behalf of all of us, to Jay, to Gorilla, to the team at Space Lab, again, another knocked it out of the park moment. Congratulations.
They always kill it.
Kill it.
We can't wait till tomorrow.
E and B, you guys had a fun week, and you were part of the most recent, just this past weekend, Cardi Hart, event that he throws every year, 4th annual, I believe. Why don't you guys talk about that?
I gotta say, you guys killed that piece. That was super cool looking. I was like, I only could see pictures, but I was like,
thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I was trying to like look at it and see like what.
There's our Ninny Love Bombs. Yeah, it was really fun. A little bit stressful. Last week has been kind of crazy at work and stuff for E, and then we've been out of town for dance stuff, and so it was kind of like a last minute hurrah to get it all finished in the way that we wanted it. But shout out to Adam for snagging that. We actually just got the label this evening, so we'll be shipping that out. And the pieces, though, they were just amazing. That show is always one of my favorites of the year. Just constant good vibes.
Happy tears, sad
tears,
all the tears.
Yeah. And then they even got like a new there was a family that came on and talked about their son that they had lost from a heart issue, and now they're going to be putting together something to kind of help support them and their family. So that's really cool. So the vibes were good, and the pieces were amazing. TJP killed it. Tucci had the glow in the dark black light stuff. Teely, I mean, everybody's was so good. And so yeah, we're honored to be part of that. And
I was like, we need to hurry up and go on before people keep showing all this fire, because I might just have to back out.
I heard that there was like the kind of feel good story of the year was the 15-year-old girl or whatever at the beginning that had dealt with like all of these crazy heart surgeries and did her very first ever piece, and it went like ham.
And it was incredible. If you guys saw it on IG, it was the one that had like one side was like kind of dark, and then the other side had all this color and a gold tree and all this. And I could not believe it was her. I had no idea that was her first piece ever. Yeah. And yeah, she raised over $1,000, and you could just tell like the joy. She was just radiating the joy. It was awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. And again, Playful co-hosted, brings the energy. He's very infectious. He killed it again this year. So kudos to Playful for having a crazy ass 10-day span there. Holy crap.
No kidding. And they announced that next year they're actually going to have that show on Whatnot, which is really exciting, because
they need to.
That was the one thing that like is a little bit of a struggle sometimes is with IG auctions. Yeah. We all know how that rolls. Okay. And so it's going to be fun to see it bring to Whatnot. I think
whatever they decide to use, because I know that they can't. I mean, with Whatnot, you have one co-host, so I don't know. Yeah. Whatever they decide to do.
Yeah, but then you can do free bids and all kinds of stuff. So I think it'll be great.
They'll kill it, even if they stay on IG. It's always a fun-filled event. And speaking of all kinds of fun, well, first I guess because we got a good transition, but I'm going to pause the transition for a minute. Before we get into the transition and talk about today's packed and amazing show, did anybody pick anything up? I know, E, you got a piece that B showed from the 100 Gorilla show.
Show did.
Yep, that one is
the Ryan Rutherford piece.
Yeah. Crazy. So, and I did hit him up and, invited him to DT4. So he'll be joining us soon for that. So stay tuned.
We may have to wind up sneaking Playful again into that episode, since he's like his mentor.
Absolutely.
That would make for a cool moment.
We also got a piece from the Doodles, which I love.
It's
I like anything that's drippy. So it's really, really dope. It's called The Optimist. So
I love it. It was very reasonably priced for such a large piece, I think. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Some good pickups. Rock, did you get anything or have anything going on?
No, I'm the opposite. I'm getting ready for my purge show, so I'm
it's clearing space.
I'm trying to get rid of stuff. So I figured if I don't have it on display yet, it's going up for sale. So
nice. I got a couple of things that I can only show a couple of them because some of them are still boxed up. I did pick up Grimley's piece at the 100 for Playful. The box just arrived literally like hours ago, so I haven't cracked into that yet. But I was over at Rotofuji this past weekend. They have a whole new display case, and so many of our friends have pieces in there. And I did have to pick up this little.
I love it.
And it's got a little cake too. It's
got mossy, right? Mossy.
Yeah, it's so cute.
It is cute.
I picked up that, and then a couple weeks ago, and I haven't shown this off yet, so I feel obligated to, because she's an incredible artist. I picked up the Sandy Sculpts Yin and Yang stairs.
So. Those are so good. That's her new sculpt of them standing up, and oh my goodness, they're fantastic.
And a few other things, but again, I'll show those off on Friday or some other platform. But it's been a fun week. Back to the transition, because we got a packed show. We want to get into it tonight. We had a couple of amazing events we just talked about. And one was a charity event, right? I mean, Cardi's bangs it out every year. We got another community member and collector and artist in his own right who throws an annual show. I believe this year will be like his 27th year doing the show. We're going to find out. But y'all know him, you love him, and we're going to bring him on right now to talk about his April show, I believe, coming up Mr. Big Dog Dave. What's going on, Dave?
How you doing, everybody?
Can we say hairless Dave?
What?
Hairless Dave?
Oh no, I got hair.
You got hair.
He's got
Not
hair.
much though.
Yeah,
He got rid of the.
you're shaggy and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I walked into the barber shop and I was like, shave my head.
Just give me the number.
Like what? I was like, I'm tired of it. Like it was down to like here. Like it was like grunge look or emo
Serial
look.
killer vibes. Yeah.
Well, for tonight's show, we do have Plastic Pizza coming on a little bit, and they do a show that's called Toy Noir. You're looking very noir today. I love it. I made the joke that we should hear like the Dark Knight music in the background right now. It's a beautiful shot. You're framed well. I love it.
I look like just a floating head right now. Like
it's great.
I was gonna say that. It's crazy.
It's like the old Queen album or something.
It's like Zordon, Power Rangers.
Here, you can see my arm now. So
There's an arm.
There's an arm. So I got a black hoodie on. I'm in my dark car.
Nice.
People are sleeping inside, and it's a very where we moved to. It's thin walls, so even in a normal talking voice, it's like you wake up the whole house.
Oh no!
And you do have that big booming Big Dog Dave pipes there, so you know.
Yeah, you know how I am.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us. No matter where you are, in your car, in your house, wherever, we appreciate you being here.
Guys, I appreciate you having me on, just to talk a little bit about the upcoming auction. It is not the 27th year; it is the 6th year.
Sorry.
Close enough.
Almost.
But there's some news with that also. I've done it. This is going to be my 6th year, and it's been. This year has been really tough. I got a lot personally going on. I got a lot going on in general, and I've recently more committed to it than I had been for the past few months. Normally, I start like November bothering people and asking everybody, and I've been thinking about it for 2 years now if I want to continue doing it. And so this is my last year doing it. But the charity auction's not going to end. After some talking and stuff with that, Juju Al is going to pick it up next year.
Nice.
Awesome.
Nice.
So it is going to continue. I told her I will help her any way I can.
Yeah.
I will be there next to her if she wants me there. I'll do whatever she needs me to do. But I get anxiety asking people to join this for no reason except that I'm asking somebody to give me something for free. From their time, and I know artists, it's tough for an artist to make money half the time anyways, and now I'm asking you to give me something for free, and I get a lot of anxiety from that. It's just I tell people ahead of time, I'm like, I understand if you can't, I don't hate you if you can't, I get it, I understand life, I understand money, I understand all of it, but it doesn't pain me if they say no, and it pains me more if nobody responds.
Yeah.
Like just tell me yes or no. If it's a no, I don't mind. I understand.
Yeah.
If you tell me yes.
I mean, I've watched the last probably 3 years at least, and I mean, you take on a lot. It's a lot, and to do it by yourself is it's a heavy, between asking all the artists to come on, and then you actually putting all the items in the shop, and you promoting it, and then you running the show, and then you obviously shipping a lot of that. I mean, that is a lot. So, and I know that Ditto does a lot of the same thing with the Christmas when he does Toys for Tots. It's a big undertaking. So, props, hats off to you. The fact that you have doing it 6 years, it's absolutely, you're right to pass the baton on. And you chose a fantastic person to carry on, because Juju will, do it right.
Dude,
Yeah.
I can barely order food from McDonald's without having a panic attack. So I don't know how you do that, dude. It's a lot. So, props to you.
It's a great charity. It helps a lot of people. And that's why I was like, if I could find somebody else to do it, then I'm going to pass it on.
Yes.
If not, I'll keep pushing through. I'll deal with the anxiety. I'll deal with it all. But I asked Juju, and she's like, absolutely. I was like, thank God.
Nice.
So tell us about the one this upcoming year.
So this one's April 11th. I think Easter falls early this year. and that's why I chose it. And I know there's in what the early May is that other show, I think isn't something in May. Chicago?
Love is Grounded is
Yeah,
in
that's
May.
not till Memorial Day weekend though.
Who knows?
There's a lot
to keep track of.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I'm freezing up or whatever,
No,
because I'm in the car and I don't have Wi-Fi.
You're good, man.
I just felt my head shaking. I was like, my head's.
So April 11th on Whatnot, right?
Yeah, it's on Whatnot. The auction's already posted. The one thing I learned from last year, and this is the thing, like after 6 years, I finally know how I want to run an auction. Meanwhile, I'm giving it off next year. So the way it's going to be is as stuff comes in, I'm going to number it, and that's the number order that everything will run. And some will have time slots. So there's one piece up there for a bid right now that will be at 9:15. So no matter what number we're on at 9:15, I'll run that item.
Cool.
And it'll be that way for a few items, depending, mainly because they're in my mind bigger items, and that's no offense to anybody.
Oh yeah.
Just, the piece that's up there now, E was part of helping get this piece done with Juju. It's a skinny cap with a bunch of signatures on it and little drawings, rocks on there, bees on there. If you guys go on Whatnot, I think it's the only piece I have up there right now.
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
That'll run.
Yeah, that was at the Space Lab, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
the
for
the creative show.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Awesome.
So I'm really excited. The funny part is, and I guess it's kind of sad and scary, I don't even know who's in the show. I have no idea what's going to show up to me in
People
the next
will
month.
show up for you, bud.
So that's what I was going to ask is, are you still looking for people to do donations? Are you still accepting that?
100%. If anybody wants to send anything in, wants to do a custom, wants to send me, we're sticking with designer toy. This has moved away from Funko. Yeah. Funko was 6 years ago. It was custom Funkos back then. That's how this started. Mm-hmm. But that's, I mean, nobody does Funko anymore. Nobody's big on Funko anymore. We've all kind of moved away from that aspect. Yeah. So the only thing I ask is be either a designer toy or some sort of art. Like whether it's flatboard or something like that, a drawing, something like that. But stay away from the Funko. And then nothing political. I don't want political in the auction. I don't care where you stand. I don't care what you believe in. You know, I'm not looking for a political war at a charity auction.
Right. Yeah.
Not the place.
It's about the cause, and our autism's an important cause. So,
and no human hair. Don't put a human hair on your item. I can't believe I have to say that, but I have to say that.
A weird turn.
I mean, yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, so if people want to donate, what's the best way for them to hit you up? Through IG?
Yeah, hit me up on IG, Big Dog Dave 99. Just message me. If we're not following each other, you're gonna end up in the what's it called? But I'll find you where it's like you're not friends with this person. Yeah, that's where it goes.
What's your ideal deadline for receiving the pieces?
Ideal?
Well, come on, you know how artists are.
Still is in March, but I mean I've gotten pieces up till the day of the auction.
Right.
So.
Sure.
And if it shows up after the auction, it shows up afterwards. There's ways to run it. I won't keep it, I promise. And if I do keep it, I'll buy it. And that happened last year with a Surge and Destroyer or Surge Verse piece. I ended up running one of them. I kept the other one. I paid for it. I liked it too much, and I was like, I'm not auctioning this one off. I'm just going to keep it.
Hey, you're allowed to. And then just give like a really quick synopsis of what the charity is for. We mentioned autism.
So it's autism, but it's not research. It's money goes straight to families and schools. So Puzzle Pieces Squared has made it their mission to the money they raise. They have families they help out. They have school programs. They buy, sensory toys and computers and ways for kids to communicate. And I mean, it goes above and beyond. I mean,
Absolutely.
I think the one year we raised, like, we've been pretty consistent at like $5,000 a year. And
Cool.
one of ours went towards a fence for a family. And it sounds like a small thing, but when your kids will wander off, you need a fence. And this way now their kids can play in the backyard and they don't have to worry about something happening to their children or just walking away or whatever. And they were super thankful. And when you see it in person, because I go to their gala, which I complain about every year because it's in Philly, and God knows I hate going to Philly, even though I do it. It's amazing what the money really goes to and how it helps these families. And Puzzle Pieces Squared is so nobody, it's all volunteers, so nobody gets paid that works for them. The government allows up to X amount for a charity to use for like paying people and stuff like that. Most of the time when you donate to a charity, like, it's like, I think like somewhere like around like 60 or something percent is what the charity actually uses for the, like, for charity. I think it's like 93% of what comes in they use to help others out. And then there is cost. So, if 7% is going towards costs, that's not a lot of money that they're using in-house, if that makes sense.
Sure.
So very important charity.
It's a great cause. Look, Dave, I know it's a lot to run these things. As B said, I heard when I was taking care of the doggos in the other room. It is a big undertaking. Kudos to you for doing this for 6 years running. Again, handing a baton to a great person, Juju Owls. Look, here's the thing. First off, I hope you do stay involved behind the scenes, because this has your fingerprints and needs to continue to have your fingerprints on it. But, a break is a break, man. Who knows? A year or two, maybe you'll come back to it. We hope you do. But either way, you've started a legacy for something amazing that will continue on, and we all commend you for that. It's an incredible cause. You've done an amazing job. We can't wait to see your finale, even though I think you'll still have some fingerprints on it. But guys, if you are an artist and you're watching this, or you're a community member and you want to donate something, whether it be a designer toy in box, or you guys want to do a custom or a piece of art, please hit up Big Dog Dave. Hit him up at Big Dog Dave 99 over on IG. And let's make this the best year yet for Puzzle Piece Squared. It's a great cause. So Dave, you can count on us. We'll be there.
I appreciate it. I'm pretty sure I asked you all, if you want to, please send something.
Absolutely.
I'll give you I have a new address, so it's not the same address as before. Not that it matters. I'll end up getting it either way. But I really appreciate it, and I appreciate you guys letting me shout it out.
Of course, man.
No, absolutely, man. We'll definitely be shouting it out on the show the next, few shows, and like in our streams, we'll try to get you some bookmarks and stuff. We'll get people in there. It's a good charity, and you're a good guy. We want to stand behind you. So
I appreciate it. I love you guys all.
All right, Dave. We'll see you soon, brother. Thank you very much. Guys, Big Dog Dave, go give him a follow. And again, the 6th annual Puzzle Piece Squared charity for autism. He does a great job with that. So thank you, Dave. And guys, please, if you're out there and you're willing to donate something, or you're an artist and you can donate some of your time and talent, that would go a long, long way for a great cause. So please do.
All right, that's the show.
That's it. That's enough. Listen, I don't know, I always put my little national day calendars on here, and gosh darn it, if the days didn't align just 2 days earlier, it was National Frickin' Pizza Day, and it couldn't have fallen on a Wednesday. We're carrying it over. It's National Pizza Week. So
pizza flavored lattes. There you go.
That's right. Without further ado, we're going to bring on an amazing guest. We're going to get this show rolling. We have a packed show, as we told you today. You've probably seen this guy at many different designer toy cons. He brings the energy over on now Palm Street with his regular shows that he does over there, and we're gonna introduce him right now. It is Mr. Jordan from Plastic Pizza. Let's go.
What's going on, man?
Jordan, before we get into this, I just want to say, man, I had the pleasure of meeting you for the first time a few years ago now. I think it was like 3.5, 4 years ago at 5 Points in New York. And I bought, and I was looking for it because I packed it away because I'm redoing my shelves and stuff. I bought an amazing Let Love Open the Door piece from you by Mr. Chris RWK, who many of you know I'm a big fan and collector of his. And right from minute one, you were just a ball of energy, a nice guy. Like, you know, you could just tell it was, you know, all over you, just niceness, friendliness, passion, all of it. You got it in spades. We appreciate you, man. So it's exciting to have you on today on behalf of.
Thank you. I'm gonna like hopefully not flash you too much, but because you've said this, I have to grab this.
Please have pants on.
Oh, hey, you can show off whatever. I see the crown shooter back there.
Dimensional Doors was one of the very first shows we ever did. And what's special about this one is Turtle Caps took this one up to New York, and a bunch of really cool dudes up in New York hit this door. But one of them is Robots Will Kill.
Let's go.
Nice.
I'm so glad that you got the other one that he had the whole door.
Yeah, man, it's a dope piece, and I can't wait to redo my shelf for Chris RWK because it's
Gonga had one too, right?
And Killer Whale has it in his collection, and it's awesome. Every time he shows off his collection, he's like, "Oh, God,
yeah."
So
I saw that photo recently. It was so beautiful to see Gonga's piece. Oh, shout out to Gonga. He was the second ever plastic pizza toy that was ever dropped ever, and this was the piece Gonga did.
So good.
Well, let's take it back to the beginning because we, you know, look, you're a collector. We can see that right all over your shelves. You're passionate. You know, we've all had the pleasure of talking to you in various different opportunities, whether it be on the phone or at cons or whatever. And you're always just, you know, like I said, so much full of energy. How, you know, first talk about your love for collecting and how that whole journey started, and then kind of tell us how you formed Plastic Pizza and what plastic, for those people out there that don't know you, what Plastic Pizza is all about.
The like idea about collecting, I think, is such a interesting question if you just think about it, like even outside of designer toys. So, you know, I grew up with a mom that was like a single mom that worked very hard. We had to move around a lot. So a lot of the toys that I had as a child, it was very hard to keep them. So like some of the Star Wars toys or X-Men toys I still have, like it's a huge deal that they survived that long, that how many, you know, places did they travel and all those things. So for me, the things I had, I always loved and I wanted to cherish. And I saw them as pieces of history that like when I got older, when I had children, I want those things to survive. So collecting was always special. I always had, you know, bookshelves full of, you know, I collect books, I collect video games, I collect lots of stuff. Like I like collecting. And it was only until, you know, I moved out of my parents' house. I finished with college. I had a more stable environment where I was more excited about buying things to decorate where I lived. And I think that changed my perspective of street art because most of the art that I was excited about was in the actual streets. That's why I have such an affinity for graffiti and street art. And the first person we ever worked with doing physical art was Optimo, who's a graffiti artist in New York City. So toys for me as a child, you know, everybody loves, you know, vintage toys. As you can see, like I open up, you got, you know, the turtles. So love culture, love, you know, art, you know, I see us as, you know, as adults, as cultural anthropologists processing the culture as we see it. So, you know, as we see graffiti and toys and, you know, all this stuff, I think we're very excited about processing it and participating in it. And so as culture speeds up, so does the way that we interact with it and participate in it. So I think what's cool is we live in a very special time where we can actually participate in the function of creating toys and creating art. So, you know, collecting for me was my opportunity to change the area that I lived in. So it's like your reflection, it's your own personal world. So some of the people in the chat may have visited my house. They walk in and, we've got, a lot of physical media. I love, books, movies, vinyl, VHS, foreign VHS. So I have a huge collection of, Harold and Kumar, but South Korean Harold and Kumar on VHS.
I'm gonna come over and watch that. We're gonna watch Harold and Kumar hack it up in South Korea.
And he is Korean, so it's, it's great.
Perfect. I love it. Yeah.
So I love collecting. So it was already sort of embedded in the DNA. Christmas for Sarah and I was very easy because we like so many things. So we collected quite a bit. And we collected so much that we sort of had this passion to maybe change from a collector to a producer. And that's where, a huge pivot came from.
Well, I mean, look at you guys are at cons all the time. We saw you at DCon just a few months ago. You've been at 5 Points, New York Comic Con, and a lot of other really cool. We're gonna talk in a little bit. You got a couple cons coming up this year that we're gonna get into. So, how did this passion from saying, okay, look, we want to become a creator, take into forming a company called Plastic Pizza? Where did that come from?
So, one of the companies that were really, really big collectors was Johnny Cupcakes. And so at the time during the pandemic, they had cake dealers, and they were doing online cake dealing sessions. So it would be, you got 10 minutes, you go live with this person and wherever, and they're going to show you around this room, and you can buy as much Johnny Cupcakes crap as you can. And we loved it. And so we had a blast. We really, ballooned our collection through this during the pandemic. And Johnny tried something for the very first time, which was live streaming through this app called Pop Shop. Now, I had never heard of it. I'd never heard of Whatnot. I'd never heard of Network. I'd never heard any of those things at all. And we had downloaded this app to buy Johnny Cupcakes t-shirts. And he went live. And because he was selling all these one-of-one t-shirts that you have hundreds of people trying to get and only one person's happy, people were pissed. And it didn't go very well. And he never did it again. But I had this app downloaded on the phone. And it was great because that ended up being an Easter egg just sitting there for months. Because my wife and I got married and we went on a honeymoon. And we live in Florida. So most people on their honeymoon, they go somewhere tropical and warm, maybe Hawaii, right?
Right.
We live in Florida and my wife hates the heat. So it was a dream of mine to always go to New York City. I grew up with that original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film. I grew up with New York being the mecca of art and graffiti, cause, just if you can make it in New York City, you can make it anywhere. It's just such an important, beautiful, beautiful, awesome city. So it made both of us happy. So we went and I got to go make my pilgrimage to My Plastic Heart for the first time and Toy Tokyo. And it's Sarah. I blame Sarah because we walked into Toy Tokyo and she's like, okay, I don't want to see you buy a whole bunch of little blind boxes. I think you should just go for like the heat and just get one ball and toy.
Dangerous.
Like, get it, cause.
And then we did. That's exactly what happened. And so, we had this rush. Like, it was a rush to walk into Toy Tokyo during the pandemic. And this was, they applaud when we went to Disney. I remember them applauding us like we were had landed on the moon or something. It was such a big deal. I remember walking into some of the high-end stores in Manhattan, and normally they would laugh if Sarah and I walked in, and they treated us like royalty because nobody was there. So we go to Manhattan. We have this amazing, beautiful experience. We see the graffiti in real life. We experience all these really, really cool, crazy things that you couldn't have experienced unless it was during the pandemic. And we got VIP experiences through. It was awesome, but it inspired us. And I was very upset because I was like, shit, Cause, and I knew Strange Cat because I buy from Strange Cat even as a collector. I was like, he sells fake Cause. They had at the time they were doing. I didn't even know all this crap at the time. It was custom shows. They were doing misappropriated Cause figures, but at the time I was just like, well, they sell fake Cause. I want to make sure it's real Cause. I didn't even know any of that at the time. It was beautiful. So I had, how am I going to get good figures from Toy Tokyo? How's this going to happen? And all of a sudden, I found out about Pop Shop again. I was like, that app for Johnny Cupcakes? And they're like, yeah, they go on there. And so it was bad because my wife and I learned during the pandemic and during the time I didn't have as many responsibilities as I do now about live streaming toy sales. And it was during peak. I mean, oh my God, 2020, 2021, 2022 on Pop Shop. You had 3D Retro, My Plastic Heart, even Artillery Gallery. There's so many different people selling so many different pieces. And, you know, we went down the rabbit hole, as you can tell, of pieces. And we educated ourselves. I learned what is a misappropriated icon custom show. What is Strange Cat doing? What is My Plastic Heart doing? Who's Radokim? Who's Muffin Man? Who are all of these people? And do you know the Muffin Man? Oh, wait, hold on. Let's do this.
He's got pants on.
Oh, no, it's gonna make me look so bad.
This is the energy we're talking about. We've triggered the plastic pizza button. Here it goes.
So I what's great is we just rearranged everything. I thought it would be on the peak shelf.
It's all in rainbow, and I just am obsessed. I love it.
So, but through that education, so I really believed that, you know, even as a buyer, you know, I graduated high school 2 years early. I did 120 credited hours at my community college before I left. So I did, you know, twice the. I just really loved school. So if I was going to learn about something, might as well learn about something cool. So once I was an educated customer, I was a well-sourced customer. My wife, again, I blame Sarah, really believed in me and us. And she encouraged me to be like, you can do this. She was like, I see these people on Pop Shop and they're just opening blind boxes. And she's like, you know, let's do this. Let's get some cases and let's put you on Pop Shop and let's start opening toys. You love toys. You love talking. So let's have you do it. And so my wife and I, you guys have seen the movie The 40-Year-Old Virgin, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm interested to see what. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, that's me without the virgin part. So I sold about.
Oh, Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah, Kelly Clarkson. I sold about $30,000 worth of my personal collection on eBay in about a month and a half.
Wow.
And that was the seed money for Plastic Pizza. Unfortunately, unlike Steve Carell, I wasn't buying my own collection back from myself. That shit's gone. But what I have that's way more beautiful than any collection I could ever have are the memories and the foundation that I've built with that. And so once we had the seed money and we were figuring out what we were going to do, I really had this, like, I was like, well, if we're going to go, let's just go. I don't know if I'm allowed to curse or whatever.
Fuck yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, okay, good.
Dropping that bomb tonight. Let's go.
You know, so it was like, why don't we just go balls to the wall? Let's just put our heart fully into it, and let's create our own brand, like Johnny. You know, let's be inspired by things like, you know, early Kid Robot, Cause, you know, Johnny Cupcakes, you know, that early 2000s streetwear designer toy. And when it was fun and exciting, when people were in lines around Johnny Cupcakes, when people were going to a Kid Robot store in person, you know, I dreamed of actually being able to see those stores. And now they're all like ancient history. Then, you know, they'll never probably exist. Or hopefully one day somebody will make that happen.
R.I.P.
Yeah. So instead of just being somebody that sold blind boxes and was a retailer, because that felt very intimidating from just being like, I'm a collector and like now I'm going to start a business and stand side by side with my plastic heart and Strange Cat. That's a big chunk to bite off. So we thought creating a brand and creating our own vision would be the mechanism to then step into things like designer toys and limited apparel, and that if we weren't married to just one medium, we would always be able to adapt to whatever is working. So, you know, finances aren't coming in one direction, we can lean and go into another. And the thing that fucking kills me was invisibly baked into the cake was that this was always meant to be a community project, that it was never meant to be just Sarah and I. It was meant to be something where we platformed whole groups of artists. I used to walk around conventions, like not designer toy conventions, like because if you watch me, you know I go preach to people the songs and of designer toys in sections that aren't used to us. So I'll go to Holiday Mitsuri, which is a anime Christmas event. They party really hard. There's the Spooky Empire, which is one of the biggest horror conventions in the country.
We have some horror conventions here too.
I have such a hard time.
They're not spooky at all.
Some of them are, Rock.
A little bit. A little bit.
Yeah. It was funny. The guys on 3D Retro were like, "Did you go to the AVN Awards?" I was like, I don't think nobody wants to admit that they win. So no, what's great is I really like being a conduit for creativity, and we take, you know, all of our friends with us, and sometimes we go unusual places. Like we went to Pancakes and Booze. Raise your hands if anybody knows what Pancakes and Booze is. Pancakes and Booze.
I want to know.
Pancakes and Booze is great. It's this thing, they have them all over the country. Artists come and they show up like a little mini gallery, and there's free pancakes and booze. And it's
sign us up. We want.
Love Bomb will be there ASAP.
Pull my phone out right now. Hold on. I'm sorry.
Sarah and I took a group of artists and we went and set up at Pancakes and Booze in Orlando, and it was great. And it was, you know, we got to teach all these, and they knew Red Guardian was hilarious. The person next to me knew who Red Guardian was, and I had a woman walk up to the booth, and she saw a toy, and she got like real upset, and she's like, "I know this toy. Do you tell me about this toy?" And I was like, "Oh, well, that's actually my friend Playful Gorilla." She's like, "That's my cousin." And so she calls him, and she's like, it was hilarious. I believe it was cousin. It was an aunt or cousin, somebody like that. But it was hilarious because they walked up, they recognized the Playful art. They wanted to make sure that I wasn't like stealing his art. I was like, no. It was a beautiful moment though. So yeah, we take artists and we take our brand, and I really believe that's a huge strength of ours, is we try to find unique opportunities, and I believe it builds my brand, it builds the community, it builds opportunities for the artist, and if they get opportunities, they help us. So like everybody helps each other. So, you know, the more we open doors for other people, they open doors for us. And I can't tell you how honored and in awe I am of what a community that I stumbled into by following a dream out of college. Like my wife and I've never had a job outside of college. You know, first thing after my master's degree was I'm supposed to go back for my doctorate, and I didn't want to do school anymore. I was, you know, it's no more school.
You're the doctor of pizza, sir. You have a PhD in plastic pizza, sir.
What I said was, is if my fallback is going back to school for a doctorate, that can't be like the worst thing. But COVID happened, and you know, we were all, you know, at the time, my wife has, you know, different medical conditions, so we take COVID extremely seriously, and you know, it really changed our world and how we, you know, acted, and so normalcy was not normal. And so I think it made me think about what I wanted to do with my time in a different way. So it was like, if it's the end of the world, what's funny is, you know, my mom was always like a homeroom mom. If there was a trip, she'd be the mom that we, you know, was all that. So it was like, if we're gonna go down, we'll be the business that hands out, you know, Band-Aids and popsicles. And it was an analogy of like my homeroom mom kind of thing. I can't tell you how fulfilling it is to work with artists and do cool shit. And it's not always about Lamborghini money. It's about making a cool history.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, you know, clearly you're a fan of pizza. Why did the pizza become the brand?
Okay, great question. And this one's a loaded answer as well. You're like, I'm not surprised.
I love a loaded answer.
I was a very picky eater. Again, it was very difficult for my mom. So, you know, Happy Meals and Hot Pockets. But even before that, right there. What was that?
So that's the breakfast of champions right there.
Right?
Happy Meals and Hot Pockets.
Who can't fucking
throw in Uncrustable and you got a feast?
So, you know, but even before that, I had a really hard time with food. And so it was the Turtles. Like legit, I think that's so hilarious is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles taught me to eat pizza. And it was one of the few foods I ate during elementary school without a fight. And I just loved it. I loved pizza. And my very first job was working at Pizza Hut when I was 16. And my family was real excited because they're like, oh God, he's going to burn out this whole pizza thing. He's not going to eat pizza anymore. We're so happy. And so at the time, they don't do this anymore because it costs, well, maybe I cost them too much money. Was just, I don't think they expected, you know, they're like, every time you work, you can have a free pizza and a free 2-liter. So like I was excited. I picked up all the shifts. I needed money. It was nice as a kid to have money in your pocket. And the other was I always could eat. So I'd be like, shit, I can be here for 4 hours. I'll have money this weekend to party and I'll eat good tonight. So it's like, I was, you know, I loved working at Pizza Hut. I ate pizza every day. Anyone fucked up a pizza, I was like, oh, thank God. I need lunch. So, you know, I always loved pizza. So for me, pizza was one of the addictions I can publicly admit that I have. And so if we're going to start a company, right, and it's going to be, you know, if I look up to somebody like Cause, right, and he's somebody who's created a character that he's then went and graffitied around New York City and then has a story, like the story of Cause's character and the sadness that it just conveys and the depression. I loved. So Big Dog Dave took shots at Funko. Now I have to say, I really do still love and
Gateway drug. Funko.
Yeah, and shout out to Big Dog Dave. Everyone, please go support him and bookmark his shit and send him things. He's doing God's work by helping people who need help. So please support him.
And Dave, you know, Dave was a big Funko guy too. We collected Funkos.
We all were. Everybody on here at one time.
I got
my whole YouTube channel was Funko.
We wouldn't have found designer toys without finding Funko first.
Well, and it's funny because, you know, you've talked about Jordan, you know, kind of the pandemic being kind of the start and root of this all. You know, I think to some degree we probably all, I don't want to speak for anybody, but we probably all have collected at some form or fashion throughout our lives. But really, we all met, if it weren't for the pandemic and it weren't for apps like Pop Shop and whatnot, and that diving deep into that collecting habit, we wouldn't be on DT4 today with you. I mean, it's just a truth. It's just a truth of the matter. We all met because of whatnot.
Yep.
So with that in mind, when we went to, like, you know, create a character, I tried to think about Kid Robot and what Paul Budnick did with the Dunny. Now, the Dunny is in the MoMA. So to be able to create something that's in the Museum of Modern Art, now what's crazy is it also ends up in like Walmart. So there's this line between creating art that you want to be eventually in a museum and art that eventually will be 90% off at Books A Million or Walmart. And so the goal was to embody the Johnny Cupcakes ethos, where we don't put our inventory into stores. We create our own store, our own brand. And what was great was live streaming gave us our own brick and mortar. I didn't need a brick and mortar, but I could control as if I did because of the live streaming. Oh, pizza. So pizza is my favorite thing, my first job and all that. But before I let that slide, because it's a real important thing, I have my own personal thing for pizza. But the reason I chose it as a symbol for my business is we live in tumultuous times. And boy, does that get more and more real as Plastic Pizza goes through this timeline. And so pizza is something that no matter what side of the coin you're from, what background you're from, we all love pizza. It's something communal that brings us all together, something that we can share in. It's our water cooler food. So water replenishes us, but the warm cheese warms us. So you have this symbolism for pizza. That's something that brings people together. It's also the perfect bear brick because it is a canvas that can be anything. You could have a pizza slice character with arms and legs, no eyes, no mouth, no anything. It's your bear brick. It's a perfect canvas. And then the symbolism of peace. And so I had to Google the fuck out of this to make sure somebody hadn't come up with it. But I can't draw, right? So whatever version of Piece the Pizza you've seen is either like, it's not anything. But I'm a writer, so my bachelor's is in English literature. So I was like, Piece the Pizza, peace. It comes in peace and in peace. So we write this character, and if I can write a real character and create something cute with that, we can then build a brand. Of course, I've discovered how difficult it is to maintain a physical toy line for a brand, because that is its own journey to be somebody who's producing for a brand for so many years. But I love what we do, so it's never a labor that's not a labor of love.
I love that.
I love that, man.
So
if we can relate. Go ahead, Rock.
The people that don't know, I think everybody in here probably knows, but to go back a little bit, your business model at conventions and at our designer toy cons is you bring artists into your shop, into your booth, and everybody sells their stuff in your booth and comes together as a community. So if people didn't know that, that's a little background of what Plastic Pizza does at our conventions. So just to give you guys a heads up, I know we haven't talked about that yet. So
yeah.
And I never envisioned that. The very first event we ever did was this Holiday Matsuri in Orlando, which is a anime convention. That's a Christmas anime convention. And we had just live streamed on Pop Shop, and the 3 toys we had produced, we had sold. So I went as a toy company with no toys, which was absolutely hilarious. But we had a Johnny Cupcakes collab T-shirt, which was huge. We had free Pokemon and candy we handed out, because I literally I had an addiction of opening up Pokemon cards for a while, and we had literally stacks and stacks and stacks of Pokemon cards. And so what we did, because we're trying to find creative ways to get customers to come over and interact with them, and if I have the opportunity to use something for my business, why not? So it's very silly. We don't hand out candy at conventions anymore. I'm sure James from Pop Shop's thinking, I was bad enough you're handing out free candy on the live streams, let alone to the people at the conventions.
No, I love that. I want you to hand out candy. Let's go. Skittles for all.
Right. But it was great because it got people to come over and to talk. But we started just us, right? It's just us going to events. And I just realized that Mr. Mento is my friend. And, I'm like, I'm going to 5 Points, bro. You want to come along? And he's like, really? It's like, fuck yeah. Well, let's push some shit. Let's put some stuff on the table, right? And so, that grew to like, now I have this reputation. It's like, oh, Plastic Pizza, they have all these people with them all the time, right? And it legit was just like, oh, these are my friends. These are people I think they do cool shit. I got this table. You want some table space? Sure, fuck it. So it's cool because people believe in us. If people didn't believe in us, they wouldn't want to put their shit next to us.
Yeah. And you got a nice arsenal of artists that work regularly with you. I mean, we've named a couple of them already. Ganga earlier, is kind of a frequent, participant in your shows. Obviously Mr. Mento, who's dope. Revised D, who is just blowing up now, as a regular.
Fixed Temple's really taken off.
Yeah, Fixed Temple.
Wait. Can I use that as a moment to say announcement?
Fuck no.
Yeah, no, my heart.
Of course.
I don't know if
This
Colton.
is your show, dude. We're just here. It's your
We're hanging
platform.
out.
You
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
I don't know if Colton's in the chat, but Plastic Pizza is making history, and we're co-producing our very first artist toy, and we're going to be doing a Safubi toy from Japan with Colton of the Glorable, and there's going to be a run of 150 clear and 50 glow in the dark.
Nice.
So we're
Nice. That's exciting.
And just to say, Colton is Fixed Temple.
Yes.
Yes.
This is
Yes.
Fixed Temple,
That's-
and he is
That's gonna be
a
dope.
hell of a dude. If you have not gotten to
Amazing
meet
guy.
him, you need to.
Cool story with Colton is that he was in the creatives. He was a rising star. He had one card in the set. I reached out to he was in Vegas slapping stickers all over Vegas at some show. And I went and met him at his hotel. And he goes, Jim, dude, I'm not selling anything. I haven't sold hardly crap at this show. I said, give me all your inventory. We'll run it on Whatnot and we'll sell it all for you in one night. So I took all his stuff. We sold out of all his stuff on Whatnot. He was like, dude, I didn't even need a table. I could have just gave it to you originally. And that was how I met him. And it's so cool now to see how far he's gone.
Yeah.
You
It's insane.
just gotta have the right eyes, and that's what's beautiful.
Yeah,
about
I told
what you're doing.
I tell people the secret weapon of live streaming, and all these artists are really just, we'll go to these conventions and we're in a good mood, and people, not even to designer toy conventions, just normal, Tampa Bay Comic-Con, MegaCon, New York Comic-Con, and we're happy, we're in a good mood. And sometimes the people next to us won't be in a good mood, and they'll see that we haven't had any customers, so they're like, are you stupid? Like, why are you happy? Right? It's like
Right now.
and because everyone's scared, they want money, they spent a lot of money to be there, all these things. And I tell them, I was like, well, I have my secret weapon. And they're like, what's your secret weapon? Right? You got to hear this. I've been doing conventions for like 15 years. And it's like, my secret weapon is live streaming. I said, I can do the sales I need for this whole show in a couple hours on my live stream. And then I can be here, and it's relieved me from the stress and the pressure of finances. And I can enjoy the event and do
Network.
network. The
Yeah.
main thing what I need to be doing is I need to be shaking hands and kissing babies, right? I need to be the politician for my brand. I need to be the face. I need to be promoting. I need to be talking to people, and I need to be explaining to them my pitch, which is, greetings, Earthling inhabitants. You've been chosen by destiny to meet Plastic Pizza. Our main character is Piece the Pizza. It comes in piece and in pieces. We're totally cheesy and we accept it. The aliens in our universe tend to be cows. That's why they abduct cows. They're here to take their family back home. We live in the Milky Way galaxy by design, right? And so when I can do that one-on-one with
You must have said that a couple, 2-3 times. You got that down pretty good there, bud.
You know who hates that is my neighbor. My neighbor. No. Sarah's muted that shit out a long time ago. No.
As you're telling the story, she's like, "We come in peace." And Sarah's in the background, just like,
You tell your neighbor this?
Well, no, my neighbors, they're sitting next to me, in a booth selling whatever they're selling. So, like, if I'm there,
your neighbor.
Great, haven't you been chosen by destiny?
I thought she just walked out your front door in the morning.
Maybe. Bullhorn. Attention, neighborhood.
Oh no! So that's the live streams are the ones that fuck me with that. So Revised D showed up to one of our live streams at the house, and he had this giant ass speaker, and like you could hear the speaker like houses down, and it was Sarah's parents' neighborhood. So I was just like, Mike, that might get us in trouble, but sure, let's do it. So, I can tell you this. This is cool. So you guys, if you've watched some of my early shows, we do from the hotels. One time, we ran down the hallways of the hotel while playing music with artists yelling.
Yeah.
We've had security called on us at multiple hotels.
Oh, I'm sure.
But for me, that only makes my show more entertaining to have the phone ring and its security, being like, shut the fuck up.
I just had a mental image of like, Sarah, take the phone.
No, I remember one show.
It
was a couple years ago. It might have been New York Comic Con or Designer Con in Cali or something. And I got home from the con. I turned on Pop Shop because I knew you guys were going live. The room was here's the setting. The room was dark. He had all his little green, red, yellow, like globe ball going in the background, music in the back. All the artists were sitting on a couch, super dark. I thought they were going to get ready to pass a bong along. And and he's selling toys and they're selling out like this. I'm like, dude, this is a total vibe right here.
Yeah.
That I very much believe. So, I believe like Virgil style that you're not selling the item, you're selling the room, and whatever's in the room is what sells. And so my very, very first room for Pop Shop, we had the arcades, right? I don't know if I'll be able to tilt this enough, but like we have the arcades and they're all covered in like stickers and things like this. So I really believe that if the room was cool.
I like the Noid up there, by the way.
Do you know who gave this to me? The people at the post office, because they know me as the pizza guy, because we bring all of these boxes. When we show up at the post office, they treat us like fucking rock stars, and all the old people in line, they're like, who the fuck are these people?
Yeah, who's this guy?
They're and what's great.
I wish our post office was cool like that.
At what point do they stop treating you like an asshole and then they transition to royalty? Because as of right now, they're just like,
they're like, did
more
you
work
bring
for
this
them.
can?
Yeah, Chicago post office is
I got
way
the
different than you're
answer.
describing.
I got the fucking answer. I walk out of there with stacks of 228s and shit. So no, what you want to do is you just every time I go,
Bring them pizza.
I'm always super nice. We're gonna bring them fucking food. We've got a good relationship with them now. But we always say hi. But I brought stickers. I brought all of my plastic pizza stickers with me, and I hooked up all the people at the front desk. And what was hilarious is somebody took stickers of ours and stuck them on the wall, one of the employees. And it was so funny because I was like, oh shit, our stickers on the wall in the post office. I must be famous. And
better than the wanted poster, that's for sure.
One of the women was like, oh, are you the guy that gave those stickers? And I was like, oh, yeah. Like, we do the pizza boxes and shit. And she was like, I'm so grateful. There was a little girl here and we had some extra stickers. She was crying and we gave her one of your stickers and she was happy. And I was like, geez, so, that's amazing.
Here's how you break the ice. So my lady, she's about, I would say 70s. She's older than me, so she's old as shit. And I go in every day. I got rocking toys on the side of the boxes. Like she's seeing it every day I come in, and she's like, "Well, what do you ship out every day? What's rocking toys?" I said, "Well, I sell adult toys."
Oh, God.
She looked at me and she's like,
"Oh my God,
really?" I'm like, "Yeah, just adult toys. They're collectible." She goes, "Collectible?" I'm like, "Yeah, everybody has one. Like it's like all my friends use them and have them." And so the whole from then on,
buzzing in the box, by the way.
From then on, she was laughing. She's my best friend now. She'll.
Well, this right here is a chase.
It's so close in the dark.
Oh my God.
So yeah, that's just an icebreaker, and now we crack up every time we see each other.
As long as it's not flocked.
Oh,
oh God.
Well, Yikes! I don't know where to go from for there.
I will go somewhere from here.
Okay.
So there's a comment that he made to me at DCon this past year that was just like, I will never forget this. What you said to me, you said, "You are like social lubricant. I love watching your show on Whatnot because you're just like social lubricant. You could just like talk. You and I are very similar." And I was like, wow, we really are. Like,
B told me this. She was like, he said that I was social lubricant. I'm like, he said, you know what? That's.
I was like, that might be the best compliment I've ever received. Like, I love that.
So since I'm like, hey, Lube, what's up, Lube?
There's so many jokes to go there with, but before I do, what's hilarious?
Can't spell lube without B&E. Anyway.
Oh my God!
Just saying.
That's our next
T-shirt. Where's Red Guardian? Where's Red Guardian? That's a T-shirt right there. That's a free one.
So I always make the joke, I can't make my wife come on camera. So it's very true. Sarah would rather die than come on camera. Yeah. So my wife and I are very much like E and B. So I actually I made the joke to Sarah. I said, you know what? Joke's on you. You're going to do the interview tonight. I'm actually just going to sit off camera. And she was like, it was like, however much E doesn't like on camera, it's like 6 billion times worse for Sarah. I was like,
I don't
it's
know.
like, it'd be a very quick show.
You know what?
Yeah, but
Each
in person
part plays a massive role in the partnership. Like, you have to have both to make it work.
Yeah, but she runs the show. You can totally tell. Like, she's the organizer. She's the one that, fixes everything Jordan forgets. Like, she's the brains behind the operation.
And that's why I was gonna say, he keeps me grounded. He's like, he's the brain and I'm the mouth, clearly.
She's
like,
the one running around decon, sweating, having panic attacks because she's talking to 5,000 people at the same time.
Yeah.
And she's all jumping around. She's like up here and then she's down here.
Yeah. He keeps me leveled. We need each other.
Let's talk about Sarah though for a minute, because we do have to give her props. You got a great partner. We've heard the story from the start to finish, and when you have a partner that believes in you enough to go toy hunting for your anniversary or your honeymoon rather, and then believes in you enough to kind of say, let's do this. Let's do our own live stream. Let's start this company. And I mean, that's a great partner, regardless of whether she's on cam with you or not. She's lifting you from the behind the scenes. And I think that's very, very powerful. So kudos to Sarah.
Thank you. And thank you. Plastic Pizza is not me. It's both of us, and it was funny. The joke she made when I said, you're going on camera, she's like, what the fuck? That's like one of the only things you actually do. So like, you can't not do that, right? So
what are you bringing to the table otherwise, Jordan?
she's like, you see it down to like your last responsibility, motherfucker. You gotta do something. No, thank God for Sarah. If you're an artist watching, Sarah is the person you speak to. She's running my social media. If you spoke to me, it would be a big, giant, long thing. It would, you see how I speak. So it's best, especially for business, to let Sarah handle, because God knows, what I would be having. You'd be making, it would be like, oh, and can we do like themed bicycles that we can leave around your city and people can discover them? Or, like, let's paint a bicycle, and let's tune it somewhere in your city and we can promote a brand. It's only so much crazy shit I can pitch people for things I want to do. So Sarah is definitely the one that keeps us going. So thank God for Sarah.
Kudos to her.
Shout out to Sarah.
Let's transition, because you got some amazing stuff coming up here. You've talked about we've talked tonight a lot about how you have, a really cool, con presence and involve other artists. And you've got a couple things coming up in March. So I'm going to let you talk about whichever one you want to talk about first. Platform is yours, my friend.
Okay, so I really am honored to be here tonight. I do a show and I don't get to watch my own show. I don't watch my own show. It's terrible to watch my own show. So I long to be able to have people to watch. And what you guys do is is very special, and you do such a good job at it. And so it's an honor to be here. So I want to honor that blessing with my own, which is I'm announcing our very next New York City show. And so Plastic Pizza, something very, very special that we do is we create gallery space for artists in Manhattan, in the heart of the beast, in the city. For me, there's a special connection between art in New York City and pizza, all these beautiful things. So we've done multiple shows at pizza restaurants, and I am so grateful for Zazzi's and Aces for providing us absolutely free gallery space, which was ridiculous, and all the artists that participated in it. However, we did not do a gallery show last year because 5 Points was not in New York City. They were in Beacon, and we really like to have the event when another event is happening, because it's very hard to ask people to travel. So we took that time to think of what would come next. And in that time, we partnered with Sack 6, who is a legendary New York street artist. And he has given us the opportunity to have Plastic Pizza's first gallery art show in New York City. So the name of the show, I love how these are artists in the show. So artists on camera right now are artists in the show. They don't even know what the name of the show is. So I'm actually announcing the name of the show. So the name of the show is Not a Pizza Shop, right? So what is great is, then what is it? And what is beautiful is that curiosity is something that drives me. So I truly believe that a name that embodies pure curiosity is the perfect way to present us on the streets of New York City. And how many people are going to stumble into that gallery because they're going to ask themselves, well, if it's not a pizza shop, what is it?
Yeah.
So Friday, March 6th from 6 p.m. to midnight, we have the coolest art party. Jason Naylor is one of the artists. We've got L'Amour Supreme, who was one of the artists that designed for Mishka, and Mishka is one of the coolest clothing companies that's ever existed. Of course, the heart of New York fashion. And those are just two artists, which was cool because I met both.
Hold on. You gotta pump the brakes. I'm freaking out right now. Did you say Jason Naylor? Like Jason Naylor's gonna be at this thing?
I can't confirm nor deny he'll be there, but he has promised to have art there. And I met him when I was in New York at the Brooklyn Wall Mural Festival. So all these people go to New York Comic Con and then they go home. And I'm like, the real party, motherfuckers, is when you go and hang out with the graffiti artists. So the Brooklyn Mural Festival is where I went. And that's where I met Jason Naylor.
Oh my God. I want to meet him so bad. I'm like such a fan girl. I love his work.
He's literally
you love him. You love him. Yeah.
He's cool as the other side of the pillow. He's like one of the coolest dudes you will ever meet, and he's just oozes charisma. But not only that, he's just so nice. Not only is he just a very charismatic gentleman, he's a very nice and well-spoken, and he posed for a photo with Sarah and I, and we talk, Sarah and him talk through Plastic Pizza, so I'm very honored to be able to have him be a part of the show. And I don't know exactly where he lives, but I believe L'Amour Supreme is in New York. So the likelihood of, because his Safubi will be there, he'll be there, which is a legend. He was at New York Comic Con with a line around the booths for people to get signatures, because he works with some really cool hip hop people. Just please go learn about Mishka and learn about L'Amour Supreme. Learn about Jason Naylor if you don't. Gonga, I believe, will be having art. I believe some people on screen will have art. We've got a really, really good group. But what's more important about all of this? A good friend, I think, in the chat, TJP and Revised D will have art and toys. So if you want Revised D, not just toys, but this is your opportunity to own a canvas from Revised D. we're doing that, and we're partying. It's till midnight. There's a bar, there's a pool table. So this is your opportunity to come and hang out and to rub shoulders. Sack 6 is a legend in his own right. The pieces he's created have been featured in, Michael Bay films. A lot of the art he did during the pandemic got really big. So there's a piece of Dr. Fauci as Spock, and that's Sack 6 piece. It's just very exciting because something Plastic Pizza does is I don't want to just be in a clearance bin. I really believe that marrying what we do to, I believe toys are fine art. I believe toys are a medium for the next wave of art, and that toys will be in museums, and that what you and I are participating in right now is a punk rock version of an art medium that people don't truly understand. Our parents still think it's like, losers in their basement collecting toys, and it's not that at all. What it is the vinyl becomes the platform and the medium for us to be excited about art. Not many people are excited about, stone or marble or clay, but as soon as it's a toy, as soon as we change what the medium is, all of a sudden artists have an opportunity to speak. And if we can find what it is that people want to listen to, we can then sing them songs. We can write them stories. We can find the key to get to the next level. And I really, really believe that toys, I could have been that dude just trying to pitch a comic book, but I believed building it backwards, that toys were the way to get people to want the comic book. I'm so sorry. I'm supposed to be telling you.
We need some church music up in here right now, because you are preaching, sir. The sermon is in session. The Reverend Pizza is it? I mean, that's what I feel like. Like, hallelujah, let's go.
So I say that because shit like doing a show in New York City, in Manhattan, taking designer toys from all sizes, right? We have Revised D, TJP, Jason Naylor, Lemoyne Supreme, Valor and Vellum, does the Sune, just Priscilla Wilson. I'm hoping she's going to do a canvas as well. Oh, U2s! Oh my God, motherfuckers in New York too. U2s, and he told me he's going to be. Actually, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I'm going to say it. Give him DT for all the goodies. He's premiering a new character, and he's pushing himself to do a canvas. So if you're excited about a new U2's character and to the canvas, the list is endless, right? So we're going to go be in New York City. I beg all of you, come party with me. Not only Friday, but you can party with me Saturday and Sunday. There's going to be a DJ. There's going to be food. It's going to be a party. Moxidon is flying from Germany. Now, Moxidon is an artist that does this mushroom. Please, please, please. I don't know if one of you can pull up his Instagram. Beg you. He's flying to 2 events. One is ToyCon UK, and the other is this New York event. He said, I'm getting an opportunity to be on display in Manhattan. I have to come. I said, oh my God, you're coming all the way from Germany. I've got to, this is a chance to meet artists that you probably would not have gotten to meet at other events. It's going to be very unique. You've got all these graffiti artists and street artists. Turtle Caps will be there. Please follow my boy Turtle Caps. He's doing a big giant piece. And he's coming with the aquarium, and he's putting all his toys displayed inside the aquarium.
That's cool.
Whoa.
I like that.
So,
by the way, our very own friend to the channel, Jay Martin, will be in attendance too. Space Lab.
Yeah, yes. I just got off the phone with Jay Martin. Very excited. He's gonna have pieces there. But this is Moxidon, and these mushrooms this guy does. Now, they're really, really good.
Not amused.
And some of the detail that he's done on some of the like Halloween ones and shit he sent us, they're they're beautiful. He's just very talented. Yeah, I was excited. And it glue in the dark too. That one you just showed. And look at the Yeah, that glow in the dark. I don't
So
know.
many.
Look at
So
the texture on that shit.
Crazy.
It's crazy, yeah.
It felt like actual coral. Like you legit felt like coral. And every piece he's ever sent us, we've sold. And so he's coming all the way from Germany. He's gonna do a canvas and a set of mushrooms. And he's one of those artists from overseas that it's an honor that he sends stuff and does stuff with us, and that he's coming to our event in New York City. I just am very honored, and
That's sick.
So if we fly down, we're flying. So the best day to be there is Friday night.
Yes,
that's the party night.
Well, the other thing is I've been asked to provide any sort of opportunity for doing like lecture speaking, or we're pretty much allowed to do like if we want to do like a toy talk, or so depending on what artist I know that will be there. So if you guys are actually serious, I actually want to try to host either some sort of talk on live streaming and selling, because artists like Moxidon, artists like Sack 6 and Jason Naylor, they want to learn about what you and I do, where we live stream and sell art. They've already told me about it. They would like all of us to speak because they want to learn about how they can then use that in the gallery, just like Jay Martin does. Jay Martin's a perfect example of someone who owns a gallery who is using the power of live streaming to sell art. And if we can teach people, I believe that that's a beautiful opportunity. And I think it's better that I have people that aren't just selling from the same platform. Because if I'm like, oh, Palm Street, right? It comes off like a salesman. It needs to be people with multiple perspectives. We need Whatnot people to be there to speak about selling on Whatnot, because there is no one right answer, and it depends on the person and all of that. The show is Friday, March 6th from 6 p.m. to midnight, but we have a run and we'll be there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So we really want people to, if you can't be there Friday, don't worry. I'm pretty sure Sack 6 has like a party going at his gallery every night, and we'll be there the entire weekend.
So like when you say speak, you mean like get up on stage and like talk to people? Like, or
it's an art gallery, so it's not a very big space. So it would probably it would just be sitting in chairs in front of other people sitting in chairs. But I'm right now trying to think very creatively how I can use this opportunity for all of us to benefit. And it's not always about making money. It's about providing connection and growth. And we all come from very unique perspectives. The people that are selling art in New York City in the gallery, it's a completely different perspective than what we're doing at DCon and on live streams, but they love it. Every time I go to New York and I'm there hanging out with people in the gallery super late at night, they're like, all right, so tell me about this whole like Comic-Con shit again.
So if we come and speak, does that make us professor status? Because I think we're down then. If that's
so this is the whole thing is I love opportunities like this, because my backup job is supposed to be being a professor and teaching, being in school. So I always said I don't want to teach people about Shakespeare. I much rather teach people about Kid, Robot, and Cause. So I've spoken as Plastic Pizza at the School of Visual Arts in New York City, which was like, oh wait, that's a bucket list moment. It was very cool to speak to artists in at the School of Visual Arts. So yes, I'm very excited. If any of the artists that know us are interested in possibly participating in a panel, an artist-led panel in New York, please be in touch. But we've got a lot of announcements outside of just the main event on Friday. So please stay tuned to our Instagram. But that's not the only event we have in March. But wait, there's more. Oh my God, the dog is adorable. What is your dog's name, Rob?
This is Stella.
Oh,
she only wants to come up when we're live streaming. She sit at my feet and whine.
Yeah.
So
we're a very dog friendly show here.
I love dogs. We love animals. So no, I love animals. Okay, so the second event we're going to be doing is we're going to be at MegaCon in Orlando, which if you Google it, I believe is now the second biggest convention in the country. Supposedly we've knocked off San Diego and Emerald City. Supposedly we're only behind New York Comic Con, which is cool because now I can say I do the biggest and the second biggest con in the country. What's cool about that is at MegaCon, we've done now since 2022, it's not really known for designer toys. So like when I went there, I crapped myself when I saw Plastic Empire. Now, when they were there, you know, the majority of their booth is Funko. Now they do have, you know, Chomp figures and Kong figures and things like that. But, you know, most people there, you know, there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of vendors. Nobody has designer toys. So I was there with a really, really small little display case from Dr. Plops and Mr. Mento and, you know, a handful of different artists. And some of the very first collectors that we're still friends with to this day, I met at MegaCon. A guy walked by in a Strange Cat t-shirt. I said, "Holy shit, you're wearing a Strange Cat t-shirt. You get a gold star for being cool." And he's like, "Is he here?" And I was like, "Nah, dude, I'm sorry." That's Daniel A. That's how I met Daniel A. So if you're in the collector group, there's a dude named Daniel A. Really good guy. I met Daniel A because he was walking around MegaCon in a Strange Cat shirt. Then he comes over and is like, "Do you got designer toys?" And he had a custom Funko in his hand. And I was like, "Oh, this is so cool. Let me see it." And he's like, "Well, you can't open it though." And I was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, that was great. But MegaCon is very special. I really believe MegaCon gives an opportunity for our community in a unique way. So New York Comic Con, MegaCon, you're looking at a more, you know, industrialized art. You know, they're mass producing, you know, prints and toys and all of that. So you're seeing where designer toys are sort of touching with commercialism. And so, you know, as somebody who's really inspired by graffiti and street art and stuff, you know, there's a fine line we want to walk that, you know, keeps that street cred and cool as well. So I believe one of the strong pieces to Plastic Pizza's presence at places like MegaCon and New York Comic Con is we bring the cool. And how we bring the cool is artists like you guys. We're one of the only beacons for designer toys at these events, especially MegaCon. Now, New York Comic Con, they have lots of toys, and they have more independent toys as time go by. The hottest designer independent art toy at New York Comic Con this year was Revised D. He was everywhere. He had the Smile World piece. He had pieces with us. He had pieces just everywhere. So MegaCon gives our community an opportunity to grow and gives us a lifeline to teach. Like you said, the Funko is the
gateway drug.
The gateway drug, right? Well, if they're all there in their gateway comatose, they're all like high on Funko, but this is our opportunity while they're still happy and excited about toys. Because they walk by and they'll be like, "Oh, this is so cute. What is that?" And I was like, "Oh, that's an independent toy artist from, you know, Thailand." And so I just bless you.
Thank you.
I'm very excited about people who do projects that support this group of artists. And I use that term very loosely because there's a whole beautiful group of independent toy artists in Mexico. Some of the coolest designer toy artists that you're going to ever meet, and you'll never hear about many of them unless you go to the actual toy convention in Mexico. It's on my bucket list. Some of the coolest artists, you know, same as, you know, ToyCon Hong Kong, and then you've got Toy Taipei. So there's the show in Taipei. Jakarta is another show. You know, there's these toy shows all over. So I talked myself into a corner. I forgot where I was going with that, but I get very excited.
MegaCon, bring it back. MegaCon, Jordan.
Yeah. We get to bring that shit to things like MegaCon. Yeah. But what were you gonna ask, E?
No, I was just gonna say. I will say that you just made me realize that MegaCon was actually our first con that we went to.
It was.
That was where we first decided. We're like, you know what? We made some internet friends. We're gonna go ahead and meet these people. And it was like really, really cool to put like faces to names. And
probably
that was actually
one of my favorite con events we've ever been to, just because of the experience of meeting people for the first time.
And we were those Funko people, and then but we like graffiti, we like art, and that's when we first met Bird Brains.
Yep.
We met Urge Yourself. They had the booth.
Yep.
And then and then we hit up new NYCC, and then after that it's been all designer toys.
Yep. Yeah, MegaCon was like 4 or 5 years ago, and I'll never forget because literally every one of us got COVID when we came home. But it was worth it. It was worth it. It was a good time. You didn't. Well,
but a lot of people did. That was,
most of them. But it was a great time.
So please, MegaCon is going to be the second event for March. Again,
what do you know the dates off the top of your head? I think a couple people are asking.
I love how I actually even put notes down for the thing, but I forgot to write the things for MegaCon. So if somebody in the chat,
we'll look it up for you. We got you.
The one other thing I got to make sure to promote, especially because our good friend is in the chat who is running it, is that I'm a sponsor of a show on Instagram, which is Fridays, who B went on. And I'm not saying this shit because I'm on your show. I'm not saying this shit just to make you happy or any of this. Legit, I think you might be it was one of the best Friday shows ever. You brought the heat with the art, but not only was the art flawless, but the community and the heart you bring with you is very special and unique. You could just see it reflected in the comments people were making, the way people were interacting. It makes me not only love and appreciate you guys more, to see how people interact and connect with your art, but makes me only want to participate in whatever you're doing even more, because when you see genuine, authentic connection through art, the way that you were able to generate, it was really beautiful, and it was a very special night. So just congratulations.
Thank you. It was a very special night. I was honored to be a part of it, and the community is what helps me continue to keep going. I mean, they show up for us time and time again, and I'm honored to be able to be part of it. So
she's gonna cry. I can hear it.
No. And the MegaCon is March 19th through the 22nd.
It's 4 days, so please come visit us. Even just for a minute or two. We're gonna be exhausted. Jay Martin is flying all the way down to Orlando. I don't know what day he's gonna be there, but he will be at the booth with art.
I talked to him today. I think he said he's flying in for Thursday and Friday.
Awesome, perfect. Okay, so he'll be there. TJP will be there with his family. Bird Brains NYC will be there, and I believe we will also be there with Bull Airs. So Bull Airs is a shoe company. We had them be our booth mates for New York Comic Con. Bull Airs is somebody who inspires me like Johnny Cupcakes. He's somebody. Look, yes. And thank God for fucking Ditto for giving me the platform and the opportunity to shine my pizza bat signal into the sky and open up for the first time ever. I've never done such a thing. And I'm really like you guys.
Thank you, man.
I normally would not feel comfortable doing that, but I feel comfortable doing that with you guys, and I'm very excited about.
Because our community is dope, and so you know that the people that hang out with us are dope.
Yes.
Let's talk about Up and Away though, because you have a custom show that's going to be at MegaCon that's superhero and supervillain themed, and maybe you can even get a few extra artists, to participate.
So we love themes, and so sometimes when we do shows, there's no theme for MegaCon. There are artists that we're carrying inventory, so that doesn't need to fall into the theme. But I'm a sucker for being able to have a custom show with a theme. So Up in the Way is the name of the custom show that we'll be taking to MegaCon. It is a superhero and supervillain inspired custom show. So we've asked artists to create whatever they'd like. We're very excited because at MegaCon, they're a sucker for a parody, I guess is the best way to reference it. And I believe we're teaching people. So if I encourage the artists to come, this is a good time to do a parody piece, right? Is we can teach the everyday person about designer toys, because they'll walk by and be like, oh, that fucking Spider-Man is so cool. That Venom's so cool. But they don't know it's a love bomb Venom. They don't know it's a rocking toys, Superman. They all of a sudden we get to teach them about rock. We're like, oh, well, this dude, he's doing a bunch of cool shit. He's got blind boxes and vinyls and all, you got it. And they're like, oh shit, I'm going to follow him. And, we got a bunch of people on Space Rabbit. They didn't know who Space Rabbit was. And all of a sudden they're like, oh shit, this rabbit is cute as shit. And so I really was trying to set us up for success, right? And so if I'm going to ask you guys to do things, it should be things that I think will sell and give you guys an opportunity to shine. And based on where we're going, what that theme can be. When we do our live streamings, of course, we have a lot more freedom. We can do shit like Toy Noir, and I could come off camera and be like, it was a cold, smoky night. That I love live streaming because we get to produce our own television show. Like you guys are doing now. You're producing television. You're creating content and entertainment for people. Right now, there are people sitting in their pajamas listening to us as entertainment. No one's paying them to.
Wait for it.
Yes, I want a soundboard so fucking bad. It's gonna happen. But yes, the Fridays guys, they're doing a miscast show, and they're looking for people for the miscast show. So if you're an artist and you're sitting on a bunch of resin and you've been like really pissed it didn't come out perfect, I'm telling you right now, there's a collector that thinks it's beautiful and would love it in their collection. So please reach out. I'm like, Doggos, you hear that? I didn't forget you. I'm waiting for him in the comments. Please reach out to the guys from Friday.
Or naked. What's she talking about? Sitting naked watching the show. Got it.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, hey.
Nobody judged. It's a judge-free zone, right? So we've got the gallery show March 6th. We have MegaCon, the dates that B said, and then we're looking for artists for the miscast for Fridays. So please be in touch with the guys.
Sweet.
Well, we're running a little long. Jordan, we definitely could talk to you for hours on end because you are much like us. You bring the passion,
social
the energy.
lubricant.
Yeah, social lubricants. That's right. Hold on about.
I need to ask one question. So usually we like to find out about the person behind the artist and all that stuff. Okay, but here's my one question. Is there any topping on pizza that you don't like?
I'm like a giant child, right? So I'm like a straight up Home Alone kid. So like for me, I tend to go with a cheese pizza, right? Which was hilarious. I paid for a VIP pizza tour in New York City with Scott's Pizza Tour. Please go look up Scott. He's on like fucking Netflix and shit. It was a huge deal. And I had to tell this like big giant famous, pizza man. I was like, I prefer like a cheese pizza. And he's like, that's actually very good because if you get a cheese pizza, you actually get to taste the crust, the sauce, and the cheese. If you bury it in toppings, you don't really get to appreciate the pizza. So he said, don't be embarrassed, Jordan, that you want a cheese pizza. He said, actually, a true pizza connoisseur.
I'm going to ask the most controversial pizza question of the night.
There it is. I was waiting.
I knew you were in town this past summer, and I know for a fact that you went to Pequod's Pizza. And I know that you've experienced the amazingness that is Pequod. So now, yes, I'm pushing the agenda. Yes, I want to know if you have a New York slice or a Pequod slice, and you can only pick one, left or right. Which way are you pointing? Pequods or New York pizza?
Somebody tag Chris RWK and get him in here.
New York for sure.
I got a very diplomatic way of answering this question.
Perfect. I love it.
So when I was a kid, we didn't always, have lots of extra money, and a Chicago style pizza is very expensive. So for my birthday, would get a Chicago style pizza for my birthday. It would be a whole big thing because it's a fucking $30 pizza, right? So I would tell you that I must have such a special connection to the pizza that I'm willing for it to be my special birthday pizza. Now, I don't do that anymore, but back in the day, that used to be.
So New York's the best.
Is it fair to say for the day in and day out, the dollar slice in New York, and for a special occasion, a Pequod's or a deep dish pizza Chicago? Is that fair to say? Everybody
it's way better than the fucking Oprah pizza. I went to one of the places and it has this famous Oprah pizza. And I was very excited, and it was crap. I don't know if the person that was just making it that night was bad.
I thought you were going to ask if pineapple was supposed to be on pizza. That's what I thought you were going to ask.
Yes,
no,
yes.
come on.
It's not. It's
yes. So my wife swears by pineapple. So not only because of my wife do I have to fight you to the death over it, but I really believe that pizza is for everybody, and that means it's for all toppings. So no matter if you want a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle slice with gummy bears on it, which is actually good. I challenge you.
We have a place here that's open super late, and it's called one of the pizzas is called the Stoner Pie, and it has French fries on it. It has like cheese, it has mozzarella sticks on it. It has chicken tenders.
Yeah,
I've never had it.
Buffalo wings. But, all the things.
So,
all the things.
I agree, but I agree, but I'm not a fan of pepperoni. I mean, a pineapple on pizza.
Neither am I. It's bad because so my mom also likes pineapple on pizza, and so leftover pizza, I would peel her pineapple off and eat it, but it would still taste that like sweetness on the pizza. But I didn't give a shit because I was hungry. I was like, whatever.
Well, Jordan, again, we could talk for hours with you. You are an amazing person, collector at heart, doing great thing for artists. We support that to the end of time. I'm going to ask you one last question, and then we're going to set you back to the green room, my friend. If you now knowing all this journey that you've had for the past handful of years and where you've made it to and where you plan on going, if you could give yourself one piece of advice to young Jordan, what would that be?
Oh, the Nike shit. I mean, it's so corny. So corny, and it's hard because it's okay, so you can send a message back in time, but there can only be so many words and all that shit. I had a conversation with my dad, and he's having his own things and worry, existential crises and shit like that. And I explained to him, I said, both of us have faced craziness, and that the train's never fallen off the tracks yet. And so that having this faith that everything is going to continue so just do it, right? Just like the fucking Nike people, they hit it nail on the head. Is if I didn't just do it, I wouldn't be sitting on YouTube talking about designer toys in front of all these cool people. I'd be some schmuck playing video games right now. So I really, really believe that you have to follow your dreams. The only thing that's stopping you from doing the things that you think are amazing is you. And that's not bad. That's a good thing. That means you get to wake up tomorrow and decide that that's not how it's going to be. So I just, I really encourage people to take advantage of the opportunity that they have and realize what a beautiful opportunity is that they have. They just don't know.
Love that.
Great.
I love that.
Great message. All right, my friend. Well, we're going to see a lot of plastic pizza in 2026, rightfully so. Guys, SAC 6, March 6th, I believe, right? You said?
Oh my God, that lines up perfect.
That's right. SAC 6,
That's great. I didn't even think about that.
We've got Manhattan Gallery Show put on by Plastic Pizza with some amazing, epic art pieces. Go check that out if you're in the New York area or you want to travel that weekend. Good weekend to go out there. Go see him at MegaCon in Orlando, his hometown. Well, sort of hometown, near his hometown. The weekend of March 19th through the 22nd, if I recall correctly. And then, of course, you'll get to see him at NYCC and at DCon and many, many other locations this year, plus over on the platform. When's your next show over there? Do you have a date yet?
I've not officially announced anything. Our big thing is announcing for you guys, because nobody even knew, other than the artist, this show in New York. So once we finish I know, it's so sad, but at least they were smiling when they were froze, so it's okay. Oh shit, what were you asking me? I'm so sorry, Ditto.
No. I just said where the Palm Street. When will you have a Palm Street show?
Oh, so after we get back from MegaCon, so we'll do our gallery show, and then we'll do MegaCon, and then we'll collect inventory, so we can do it from our office. They're back.
They're back, baby.
So
They're back.
B tapped my computer and shut it down. So
My bad.
He's excited. Look at Jordan. This is how excited you get people. They literally just cannot control themselves, and they smack computers and shut the show down.
There it is.
Screen went black. It said shutting down. And I was like, whoa.
Well, Jordan, we're gonna be excited to see a lot of you in 2026. We can't wait to participate in a lot of the things that you got going on. And if you're a fan of, artists, these cool custom shows, these events that you're going to get to see, and the platform that he provides to these amazing artists, then check him out. He's also a sponsor of Fridays, another great show that's another show for collectors by collectors that we endorse and love. So go check them out every couple for I think it's every other Friday over on IG. So Jordan, with that said, man, we're going to set you back to the green room. Hang tight back there because we got some stuff to talk about. We love you, buddy. And we'll see you soon, guys.
Appreciate you, man.
See you, Jordan.
Thank you.
Get out of here.
Oh God, I'm so quick on that draw.
That's good. Get him out of here.
I gotta wait.
Every time Rock is tired. He's just like,
get him out of here. Plastic pizza.
Rock's already planning his next cruise. Do you have
another?
No,
I do have my piece that I want to send you.
Yes. Yeah.
I can't wait for that. So it's all done, ready to go. I just have to touch it up and it's out of here.
Yay.
I can't wait. Can't wait for that.
oh yeah.
Well, let's we went a little long today, but rightfully so. We had some dope information. Again, guys, just as a quick reminder, Big Dog Dave, please go hit him up at Big Dog Dave 99 over on IG and donate to that great cause, Puzzle Piece Squared, 6th annual show, and his last one running the reins for a little while. So that'll be an epic event over on Whatnot, April, I think you said 11th, if I recall. Does that sound right? April 11th?
Yes.
I believe so, yeah.
Go bookmark that. And please go support that. Also go follow our guest today at Plastic Pizza. He's got some amazing things coming up. We've got some amazing things coming up. Rock, what do you want to talk about?
Yeah, you guys can do me a favor. Everybody in the chat, go over to Whatnot. 24 February, my birthday show. You guys know I don't do a lot of shows anymore. So we're going to have a bash. We're going to have a ton of giveaways. We're going to have some special guests that don't even know they're going to be on the show yet. That's how special they are.
Wow.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, they're so special. They don't even know it yet. And we're going to thin out the collection. And there's going to be DIY pieces. If you're an artist and you want some DIY pieces, I got some 8 p.m. blanks. I got all kinds of stuff. So be ready for some deals and steals. And it'll be a lot of fun. 24 February. It's my normal Tuesday night, 5 p.m. Pacific on the 24th. So go over there and bookmark that. I'd really, really appreciate it.
Well, you do know you're going to have to bring B on because she's going to have to sing happy birthday to you. So I hope
she'll be on. She doesn't know it yet, but she'll be on.
Right.
There you go.
I'm a special guest.
Yeah.
You
So
know
it's
what
actually my birthday is actually the 20th, but the 24th falls on a Tuesday. So we'll figure we'd do it then. So
awesome.
Should be
I'll
fun.
definitely
Should be
singing
fun.
to you.
Nice.
It'll be fun.
we'll also be seeing Rock and a lot of stuff coming up throughout the year. I do want to very quickly plug that our next show, February 25th, is actually going to be a little bit rock centric. Rock, you want to talk about that?
A little bit, yeah. We're gonna use. We're getting together with White Boy, and he has a drop tomorrow. That if I recall, right? I think it's Thursday tomorrow.
Yeah. For
his Valentine's version of his toy, and on the next Wednesday show, which is 2 Wednesdays from now, we're gonna be doing a drop on his website with a bunch of my painting on his toy. So be on the lookout for that.
Nice.
Yeah.
E&B, you got some cool stuff coming up as well.
Yes, we do. Our Love Bomb drops on Love Day, Valentine's. So this Saturday, we're excited. So we will be back live Saturday. Our shows have been a little sporadic lately with Maya's dance and all the craziness, but this Saturday we will be back normal time. Also on Saturday it's 30 minutes before TJP's show. So I cannot remember what time Tyler goes live, but 30 minutes before that, I'm going to go live on IG, and I'm running a giveaway right now. So if you haven't gotten in, go get in on IG. And I'm giving away 5 of my heart keychains. So that'll be for Valentine, and then we'll go hang out with TJP for Valentine's show on Saturday, and then we'll drop some love bombs that night.
Yeah, and you said it. We've got some cool shows coming up. Some of our friends, I believe, is it DXE doing the Valentine show tomorrow? Is that right?
Thursday, yes.
Tomorrow. So we got our friend DXE Studios who's doing a Valentine's themed show tomorrow. She's an incredibly talented artist. That's hard to say. Please go give her a follow and check her out. Tell her DT4 sent you. Also tomorrow, we've got our friends over at the Space Lab running the second edition of the 100 versus 1. That's going to include some pieces that didn't sell, but also some pieces that didn't make it in time for the show that you never saw. So that's going to be awesome as well.
Oh yeah.
Somebody buy my piece. Somebody buy my piece.
And go support Rocking Toys. Grab that epic piece because E and I can attest it was really, really good.
There's a lot of them up, I think, already for pre-bid too. So go check out the show on the Space Lab, and you can already put in your pre-bids.
Also, a friend of ours, a good friend of ours, Hope Inspired Project, hit her 500 follower over on IG, and she's going to be doing some giveaways very, very soon. So go check that out, Hope Inspired Project. And then, of course, Friday night, I'll have my regular show. I've got a really dope one-of-one artist, somebody that's a little bit newer to a lot of these people, but I think you're going to want to check that out. So be there Friday, regular time. And then Saturday, we've got B's giveaway, TJP's Epic. You know that's going to be a crazy show for Valentine's. And then E&B with their very first Love Bomb drop over on their show. So we got a lot of really cool stuff coming up. One last little quick plug, selfishly here. Jay Martin and I, now that these epic shows have passed, Jay Martin and I are going to be throwing the second annual event over at Space Lab Memorial Day weekend, Saturday, May 23rd. Love is Grounded. We've got some cool stuff coming up. So if you are an artist and you want to participate in that show, please go look at the post on either my IG channel or handle or over on Space Lab, and you'll see it. It says Love is Grounded. Go into the comments and type Toy John, Jawn. That'll automatically enter you to be on a wheel. And on February 27th over on my stream, I'm going to co-host Jay Martin. We've got a really cool one-on-one guest that weekend as well. And we're going to show and reveal the platform. We're going to reveal some special news about that show. And then we are going to pick the 20 artists off the wheel that are going to participate in that show. So that'll be a fun event as well.
Awesome.
Cool. Nice.
All right. Well, thank you guys for hanging out with us. We know it was a longer show. We appreciate y'all, as always, being in the chat, hanging out with us. And if you're watching it back, we appreciate you too. And I hope everybody has a happy love week.
That's right.
Rock, you want to take us out of here?
All right, everybody, be safe, stay happy, and gosh darn it, guys, be nice to each other. It is Love Day coming up, and we'll see you on the next one.
Hi, guys.